Welcome back, everyone. So, we're talking about an AEW show, or at least a match, in a Road to AEW 1 year later video, the thoughts video. Uh, that's meta because I haven't even talked about AEW since I started since I added the imprint. But, so the big match that was heading into AEW Dynamite this week was Thunder Rosa and Evanescence. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name, but I had to try. So Thunder Rosa is the current NWA Women's Champion of the world, and she has been making rounds on AEW Dynamite, doing some great matches with some talent within 10 minutes, and it would build to a Shakara Hida match with Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's title at All Out. I have yet to see that match because of the incident that occurred. But I did hear that this was going to be a match. It was going to have NWA title on the line with Evanescence, Evalisa, whatever, Lissa. And yeah, this was about 10 minutes, and yet I was hyped up for this match because Thunder Rosa really impressed me when I was watching her. Like I did try to watch the Matt Hardy match after the Matt Hardy match. I did try to watch it after the Matt Hardy thing, but I just could not get the emotion in there. Like the emotion was dead because Matt Hardy got hurt and we were all freaking out over that and how the handling was went. But Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa did a good match, and I'll talk about that later down the road. And Thunder Rosa was really impressive for me, and I've been interacting with her on Twitter trying to get her to follow me because we must get more verifications. But anyways, plus I like following people that are awesome, and if they follow me back, that's also awesome. But yeah, this match was about nearly 10 minutes long, 30 seconds shy of 10, but there was so much unpacked in this match, and I've really been enjoying this connectivity of interconnectivity with the AEW and the NWA brands because that as far as we know they're not doing a working agreement yet. They have agreed to let Thunder Rosa show up on the show and have the belt, but to see that she's defending the title, she's delivering matches after match, and even will take a fall of despite being champion, because that's always been that big debate when they have a champion versus champion. It always, especially if it's between two different companies, it's more like who do we choose? Do we choose this person? They're champion, but we have to choose this person. They're also champion. So yeah, that was a big thing in the territory days. But Thunder Rosa has been essentially positioning herself as trying to give the shot in the arm for the women's wrestling division of AEW, which looks to be working. And this match, it got very stiff, got very like they traded heavy hitters with each other. Some good quality reversing. The things of the things I did see that I haven't. I never watched the Women's Cup tournament thing, but she did. But Eva, I've won that tournament with her partner, and it looks like they're building towards a match. I'll get to that in a moment because it does sound an awesome match. But despite being this heavy hitter and having a lot of craziness going on with it, with Death Valley Driver and Tombstone Pile Drivers, because that's awesome, and and I knew she was. I didn't think she was gonna lose the title. I didn't think that, but it was gonna be an awesome match. I honestly did say this is gonna probably steal the show, and I have heard that the parking lot brawl stole the show. I'll probably look at that match later, but but we do see that Hikaru Shida is in the crowd with the AEW workers, and it's part of this whole build up they're doing with Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa. Even though they had their match, they seem to be alluding to something else about to happen, which I'll talk about in a moment. But since this seems to be hinting towards a feud with everything, but Yeah, I wished it went on a little bit longer, about an additional 4 minutes. It could have worked as a 15-minute match. But one thing that happened after Rosa retained her NWA Women's title was that her I's partner, Dynamite, whatever, attacks from behind and kicked her out of the ring. I holding the title up in the air, and Shida enters the ring and sends them both out. And Hikaru grabs the title, looking at it for a couple of seconds, and then when Rosa entered the ring, she hands the title over to Thunder Rosa and gave props. Which then after that they announced that they were building to next week's big match, which would be Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa versus the winning champ versus the new AEW Women's Cup Tournament winners. I believe I haven't watched it, so I could be wrong, but let's take a look at this. Just to be safe and everything. Yeah, they won that match, but yeah, there was something that broke out a little bit later that got talked about. Some people noticed that it seemed something had gone off with the match. So yeah, it was a good match. It was a good match, but the thing that happened was that apparently during the match, Thunder Rosa and I kind of got a bit too real with each other in the ring than it was supposed to. According to a new report, according to Fightful Select, the match broke down a little bit in the ring, and the two began to go after each other physically after Rosa took exception to Ives no-selling some of the spot. Rosa believed to take the perception of NWA very seriously and didn't want the company to look bad in the situation. According to the report, the word spread backstage after the match, and some in the company said that Rosa and Ives didn't appear to be getting along before the match. Rosa is known to be a stiff worker in the ring and has been working with some of the female talent that Dustin Rhodes has been training with, and has tried to take a leadership role in regard to that. There have been some support for Rosa from the AEW roster, although the report notes there are many who there were uncomfortable as the match continued. Those there believed that the match was going to be edited, although there's no word on whether it was. One person said that they were surprised to see next week's match with Rosa and Hikaru Shida and against Ivan Dynamite. It wasn't edited off the broadcast and changed. So, depending on what happens, there's a couple things to take away from that. So, yeah, it seems like there was an incident in the ring that they didn't get along and don't seem to get along. And I don't know much about Ive. I didn't know much about Rosa either. Maybe they can switch it around. Like some people kept saying that Ive has a bit of a reputation backstage, so we can check that out later on down the road. But I think I think the match wasn't edited down, so I think it was kept to that level, unless you count commercials and everything. But I would be surprised. But I would be surprised, despite after what happened, but that they don't do this. But there seem to be hinting that since the two women won the cup tournament, the Deadly Draw as it was called, that it would lead to a winner take all match where Ivan Demia, whatever, I don't know the name. I am royally screwed on this. But the idea I thought was like, oh, are they building to a winner take all match with Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida's defending their respective women titles against them? Because I would be interested in that. They announced there would be a tag team special match between the two teams next week on September 23rd of Dynamite. I don't know what the end game goal of this is. Looks like they could be going somewhere with it. But if it does lead to eventually Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa teaming up to defend their titles in a big matchup together in a tag team match, I would be all for it. Like, the women's division's been needing a shot in the arm for it, and while I had waited for the second show to start production, and which doesn't seem to look like it will be happening until next year due to the COVID virus and all that crisis, but it is going to be interesting to see where they go with this. But I honestly hope that Thunder Rosa is now giving the shot in the arm that AEW has long needed for the women's division. Like the Deadly Draw tournament didn't do its job as many people had hoped because AEW didn't seem to really care about the women wrestling on the YouTube channel. And then Hikaru and Thunder Rosa was had a big feud going on heading into All Out. The payoff, the match is different. The match, while great for many people, did suffer from the fact that Matt got hurt. So it's like the women are cursed in AEW, not from injuries, but from personal issues and just disasters happening that stop it from getting the reaction it's supposed to get. And oh yeah, and Rosa, like I said, she's very passionate about the NWA and takes it very seriously. So when she sees someone not really respecting it, I think it sets things off, and we got this. It probably was a miscommunication. Hopefully, let's hope they can work it out. I don't know the full details of Ive's history, so whatever goes on that end, I don't know. But let's hope things work out. Let's hope we get a awesome tag team title winner take all match. And this leads into some more stuff with Thunder Rosa. I'm honestly hoping that Thunder Rosa is the bridge for AEW and NWA to work out a partnership deal because AEW really, like, people have been saying we want AEW New Japan, but right now that can't happen due to the virus. So go with the next best option. We got NWA and AEW working together, and and I don't know about Ring of Honor after what happened with Marty Scurll. I don't think NWA wants to work with him, but and also how to their vice president who helped revive the NWA, it would probably be a little bit of a problem. But we'll see where all this leads to. AEW continues to ride in. They clocked in about 800,000 plus viewers this week. Pretty damn awesome when competing with NXT. So this was pretty good match. Wished it went 4 minutes longer to be a satiating 15 minutes. But given the circumstances surrounding it, it probably was for the best because if it broke down more in the match, it could have led to another disaster that AEW really can't afford dealing with. So let's hope that all the parties heal each other up and then we get to have a great matchup next week. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to see for more.